Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back for another review, and once again, um, my review is Child's Play. Right here, folks. Yeah. Before I review this movie, I want to give another shout out to my man Review King MB and Derek, whatever his name is. The guy who I sent like 2 comments on his rant on Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Yeah, but anyways, I was told I recently watched an update on The Curse of Chucky that's coming out in a couple of months, which is in October. And yes, I looked up, they're still doing a remake of Child's Play, of this movie. And, interesting, but I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna come out, but we'll have to wait and see, right? Okay, so now getting to the review of Child's Play. Directed by Tom Holland, and it's a 1988, slasher type film, horror film, yes. And starring Catherine Hicks, Chris Sarandon, Alex Vincent, and our fan favorite Brad Dourif. Well, Brad Dourif is the star of the show. So, okay, now getting into the plot. Now moving into the plot. Okay, we get an opening of this guy who happens to be the serial killer being chased down by this cop, and yeah, he gets shot, badly wounded, and before he dies, he passes his soul onto a doll. Does some kind of ritual thing, big clouds open up, thunder and lightning. Yeah, so when he's doing a ritual, he passes his soul into one of these little good guy dolls. And after that he dies. Okay. And his name and also the plot is this kid who receives a good guy doll for his birthday, for his 8th birthday, who happens to name himself Chucky. Which little did he know is that Chucky's really alive inside the doll. So basically, we don't get to see Chucky come to life till later in the movie. And his intention is to transfer his soul into Andy, to this kid by the name of Andy Barkley. And so when little Andy, is the first who Chucky reveals his identity to, and now Chucky, has to transfer his soul into Andy so he becomes human again. Total 6-year-old kid. Oh, I'm sorry. Andy's not 8, he's 6. My fault. Just kind of bear with me, okay? Trying to get this all out in the opening, get this review out in the opening. As soon as murders begin to start up, Andy keeps saying, Chucky did it, but nobody believes him. So he gets put away in this facility thing for kids, for disturbed kids, because they think Andy's disturbed. So they keep him there. The mother, for Catherine Hicks, then when she was about to throw the good guy box away, batteries fall out, and then she starts to see that, Andy's been telling the truth the whole time, that Chucky's alive. Chucky's alive and well. So when she's threatening Chucky to talk, pissing him off, obviously. Even if he's in fake doll form. Yeah, so Chucky finally comes to life and tries to kill her ass. So he just gets up and escapes, out of the apartment. And then this detective also thought that, her and Andy were both crazy, were both crazy. And then in the later scene, where Chucky, somehow happens to sneak into his car. Wow, that's pretty sick. That's pretty creepy. He sneaks in. Somehow he happened to be in the back seat of the cop's car. Tries to strangle him with jumper cables. Tries strangling him, stabbing him through the seat, and getting him into an accident. This is the first time we get to see what Chucky can do. Like, actually see what Chucky can do. Not see a weapon bashing somebody in the head, making them fall out of a window, and then we don't see who did it. But the good part about that is that's the mystery. So we don't know who did it yet. We didn't know at the time who did it yet. It was obvious. But yeah, so we get a good shot of what Chucky can do. Like I said, from trying to strangle the guy, stabbing him through the seat, from behind through the seat, and getting him into an accident, trying to kill him. But the cop lives. Then finally, the next scene later where he goes up to this he pulls this file. Yeah, Chucky's really Charles Lee Ray, voodoo serial killer Charles Lee Ray, and then spending time and see this new file, the new evidence, and he's been spending time with this guy, this voodoo guy, which the Chuckster beats him to him first, obviously. Then when the voodoo guy refuses to give up info, how to. Yeah, so we already know. I already said it. I already said Chucky has to transfer his soul into little Andy, after revealing his identity to him. So he refused to give his info, as I explained, and he kills the voodoo guy. Then the later scene, Andy escapes and goes home. He goes home, hides, and gets ready, for his showdown with Chucky. He's hiding from Chucky, and then see what else. Oh yeah, so later the three get a final showdown. Go with a final showdown with Chucky. Chucky's trying to kill them all, obviously, and this is where the movie should have ended or could have ended. When they find Chucky into the fireplace, and Andy burns his ass. Andy barbecues his ass after saying one of the most memorable and epic heroic lines, which could have ended the movie, or maybe should have. This is the end, friend. Then, after barbecuing his ass, yeah, that could have ended the movie right there, but Chucky's still alive. And not to mention earlier in the movie where when the voodoo guy's dying, he was alive long enough to tell the cop, whose name is Detective Mike Norris, Mike and Karen, how to kill Chucky, shoot him in the heart, because while Chucky's inside the doll, he's turning human. While he's still inside the doll, he's turning human. The longer he stays inside the doll, the more human he becomes. So he was temporarily impervious to pain, now he's becoming human. He's starting to become more human inside the doll. Okay. I got a couple hours. And yeah. So at the final showdown with Chucky, the cop kills Chucky, shoots him in the heart, and that ends the movie right there. So what do I think of this movie? Awesome. 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 What can I say? Great horror movie. You know what I'm saying? But again, when it comes to horror, I'm a fan of Jason. But I love this fucking movie. This is a fucking classic of the 80s. Classic movie of the 80s, man. The acting was pretty solid. You know, Andy Barclay, yes, he's the main protagonist. But, that cop, Mike North, the Detective Norris, stole the show as the hero when he blows Chucky's ass away. Yeah, so I love this movie, Great fucking movie. And, I figured I'd throw this review down of my thoughts of Child's Play real quick before I watch part 2. And I'm going to review that as well. And part 3. And so on. So anyways, if you enjoyed Child's Play, let me know what you think. Leave comments below. Let me know what you think. And like I said, but before I conclude this review, there's maybe there's one complaint or two that I haven't mentioned that I might bring up now before I forget later for putting in the review. That let's see. I mean, so far the deaths were pretty creative and elaborate. The deaths were pretty creative and elaborate, and I love the special effects. I enjoy the special effects of this movie. But two glitches that I noticed where Karen blows Chucky's head off, the scene where she's shooting a burnt up Chucky, she's shooting him and he keeps coming. When she blows his head off, his head goes flying. The knife is the knife is still in his hand while his head's being blown off. And the next cut, you don't see the knife anymore. That's one glitch. The other glitch before that was where Andy's backing away from Chucky, and Chucky's like, my holy shit, Chucky's like 3 times his size. Chucky's like twice Andy's size, almost Andy's size. My holy shit. So those are 2 glitches that I noticed in the movie. So if you watch the movie, look at those glimpses that I'm talking about. But other than that, it was creepy. It was dark. The movie was dark, creepy. Not very bloody, but it was pretty awesome. It was awesome. This is one of the best horror movies of all time. One of the fucking best horror movies of all time. And one of the best sequels too. Well, it's the original. And I have to give this movie 5 stars. A solid 5 stars. It's awesome. It's great. I love this movie. Now, and I will be back for a review on Child's Play 2. My review on Child's Play 2. Review King MB just got the update on, Curse of Chucky. He said he's going to review the first 3 Child's Play movies along with Bride of Seed of Chucky. But I figured I'd get my own thoughts on what I think of the Child's Play franchise. So look out for Child's Play 2, people. Once again, my man, Derek, whatever his name is, and Review King MB. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of Child's Play if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Must see. This is a must-see horror film. Check it out. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think if you've seen Child's Play. So subscribe. So like, subscribe, and until next time, see ya.